The Civil War began after decades of growing conflict, especially over slavery and the power of slaveholding states. 11 southern states eventually seceded from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. The conflict became one of the bloodiest wars in American history. 11 southern states, eventually 600,000 soldiers died, according to traditional estimates, with newer research suggesting the total may have been significantly higher. And when the guns finally fell silent in 1865, the Union had survived. But victory came with enormous consequences. Perhaps the biggest change, the destruction of slavery. During the war, President Abraham issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring enslaved people in the rebelling states to be free.
Then came the 13th Amendment. Ratified in 1865, it abolished slavery throughout the United States.
Millions of African Americans were no longer legally enslaved. But freedom did not immediately mean equality.
Millions of African Americans were no longer legally enslaved, but freedom did not immediately mean equality. The country entered the difficult period known as Reconstruction, where Americans struggled over how formerly enslaved people would live, vote, work, and participate in society. The 14th and 15th Amendments later expanded constitutional protections and voting rights for African American men. The Civil War also transformed the relationship between the states and the federal government. Before the war, many Americans strongly debated whether individual states had the right to leave the Union. After the Union victory, that question was effectively settled. The United States would remain one nation. Washington also emerged from the war with greater authority, while the federal government became more involved in national economic and social affairs. The war helped create a stronger sense that the United States was a single nation, not simply a collection of independent states. The war also accelerated industrialization. Factories, railroads, banking, and mass production became increasingly important to the American economy. The North's industrial strength had played a major role in winning the war, and America's economy continued transforming afterward. But the war left another lasting legacy: trauma. Towns were destroyed. Families lost loved ones. Veterans returned home carrying the physical and emotional consequences of 4 years of conflict. The American Civil War ended in 1865, but its consequences did not end with the surrender. It abolished slavery, strengthened the federal government, reshaped the American economy, and began a long struggle over civil rights and equality. America survived its greatest internal crisis, but the fight over what freedom truly meant was only beginning. This is War Revelation. Subscribe for more stories that change.